And welcome back. It's not often you get to cover a brand new professional sports league, but tonight was the grand debut of the Duluth Harbor Monsters arena football team over at the deck. And fans got to meet the mascot of the Monsters, named the Monster. But then they got to see the main event as Duluth saw their team in pads and those sweet blue jerseys for the first time ever. And those Harbor Monsters got right to work. The first possession, and quarterback Javante Johnson connects with Savion Johnson. Mark it down as the first touchdown in Harbor Monsters history. And the cool thing about arena football is, yeah, you can celebrate with your coach on the field, and then you can lean over and give some fans some love as well. And arena football is sold as a fast-paced, high-scoring affair, and fans are treated to that tonight. DeJounte Sky with the 40-yard touchdown grab. And there were plenty of points tonight to go around. In arena football also has hockey boards. Johnson this time finding Malik Davison, who tumbles over them like a WWE wrestler. But he makes the catch, and that certainly counts as a touchdown. A great night at the deck as the Harbor Monsters win their first ever game by a score of 86-34. The start of official league play begins on June 1st when the Monsters head out to Kansas City to take on the Goats. And just